Hello, lovely humans of the interwebs. Welcome to eSpot Live. I am Ellie. This is Rodney. Rodney was not quite in frame when I started this, but that's okay, because he's here now, so we're good. I always start eSpot Live with disclaimers. My disclaimer today is like a post disclaimer, in a sense. Because I couldn't hear the starting music, and so I don't think I timed that quite right. There might have been a little awkward dead air there. Sorry about it. Secondary disclaimer, as always, has to do with the interwebs. They appear to be working, but it also appeared to be working last time. And something went real weird, like right in the middle. So, my disclaimer with that is I am human and not able to control the 5G with my microchip, unfortunately. So, I don't know if things are gonna go smoothly, but I'm hoping that they are. And as always, if they don't, let me know in the chat, and I will do what I can, if I can, to fix it. That's kind of all I got. I'm not 100% confident that this is streaming correctly right now. the chat's empty, and that's fine. Typically I'd ask for a little bit of feedback before I jumped in, but I should get started. I got the notification on my phone that I was going live, so I'm gonna just assume this is working. eSpot Live is a stream where I babble about topics in the entertainment industry, and we have a good time. That's about it. With that being said, let's jump right in. First thing I have to chat about today is a little bit of DC news, which is always exciting. DC has announced an Injustice animated movie that's on its way. I am stoked for a couple of reasons. One, I love DC, but I have not been impressed with a lot of the cinematic universe they have going on right now. That's very much just personal Ellie opinion. But yeah, it hasn't necessarily been my favorite. So I think if this was just being announced as another addition into that world, I'd be quite skeptical. But I'm super stoked to get this in animated form. So I'm really excited about that. If you're not familiar with Injustice in particular, it's one of DC's most popular Elseworlds tales. This was announced on Wednesday by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. It was confirmed that an Injustice animated movie will be the next title in the studio's slate of animated films that they're working on. So this is kind of coming out of the popular video game and comic series, also known as Injustice. An advanced sneak peek of the film will be available as part of the upcoming home release for Batman: The Long Halloween Part 2. So we're going to get an extended preview very soon as well, which is super exciting. They haven't yet released any other details about the project. So we don't know the voice cast, we do not know the release date, we don't know any of that, we just know that it's happening. So very early stages for this, but still super exciting. So yay! Hey, we've got G-Man in the chat. Hello! Yay! Confirmation that I did go live. That's exciting. What do we know is happening? Injustice is coming to the screen in animated movie form. They haven't confirmed any details yet. But that's pretty much as far as I got today. So we're good. Yeah, I'm super excited. But yeah, no, we don't know the voice cast, we don't know release date or any of that. We just know it's been confirmed by Warner Bros. And we're gonna get an advanced sneak peek of the film when the upcoming home release of Batman: Long Halloween Part 2 comes out. I see your comments, and it's a I will get distracted by that. I will get back to that comment when I'm done with this topic, so I don't completely go off the rails. Baiting me with Stargate, that's just rude. Or fun, I don't know. Now I'm just like, Stargate! So distracted right now. Okay, so, Injustice. I'm also excited about that. Yeah, it's really exciting. There's a lot of speculation, like I said, especially because not much has been confirmed yet. And also because there's so much source material already in existence, right? We have the video games, we have the comic series. I mean, there's speculation of whether this is going to be an adaptation of the narrative of the first game, or maybe of Tom Taylor's tie-in Injustice comic series that's ran for multiple years. There's so many options. There's so many places that can go with this. The comic in particular dealt with some previously unseen corners of the franchise's timeline, with the most recent including Injustice Year Zero, which provided a sort of prequel look at some of the characters. So, if you're not familiar with Injustice, Injustice throws the heroes and villains of the DC universe into a very dark alternate timeline that is set in motion after the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and their unborn child. This sets off a whole chain of events that essentially results in Superman becoming a megalomaniac tyrant of the planet. I mean, can you blame him? Yes, a little bit you can, but whatever. And then Batman leads an insurrection of heroes to overthrow him. So it's a fun little plot twist, making the good guys bad and the bad guys So the Injustice 2 then continued that storyline, and the same character dynamics, and proceeded to pit all of the heroes and villains against Brainiac, so they brought in some more stuff. It's a lot of fun. The franchise features prominent storylines for other characters as well, so there's Green Arrow, Black Canary, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, The Flash, Shazam, they're all in it. So again, so much source material, so much potential, and my personal excitement comes from the fact that this is not just kind of being thrown out into the DCEU that they've already established. This is its own thing in animated form, which gives me hope. So yeah, we'll have to see. What they come up with, what they have planned, what that teaser trailer is going to show. The fact that they're teasing it now. And also teasing that, advanced sneak peek. I wanted to say something other than without teasing the teaser. Anyways, the fact that they're teasing an advanced sneak peek hints at maybe they have a bit more set in motion already than they are willing to talk about yet, which I'm okay with. It's exciting. I'm super excited, obviously. But yeah, that's all I really got on that particular topic. The fact that this Injustice animated film has been officially confirmed by Warner Bros. So shout out to G-Man in the chat, the Stargate game that has been teased recently. I'm also very, 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 very excited about that. In case you guys didn't pick up on it from my chat last week about the possibility of Amazon acquiring MGM, all of the big news kind of people were pointing out, you know, the James Bond, all of these things owned by MGM and what that could mean for Amazon, and I'm like, Stargate, Stargate, Stargate. As G-Man says, I became a gamer at a good time. Right? Oh my gosh, yes. My catchphrase, if I'm super excited about this, doesn't even cover that. I am really, really feeling excited about Stargate RTS game. Anyways, next up in the topics I'm actually meant to be talking about today. Not that I'm not allowed to talk about other things. I can do it at what? Not really. Sorry, DVSci Entertainment. But the whole purpose of this is for me to babble about news topics, and that counts because it's a news topic and I babbled. There we go. It's even related to the entertainment industry. We're doing all right today. On that note, the next official topic I have is added to the growing list of crossovers that I never would have considered happening. We have Sonic and Danimals. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Sonic Dash is adding the Danimals mascot as a playable character, which is just fantastic. I love crossovers, and I love when I'm, like, blindsided by the who would have thought to combine these things. So good on them, because sorry, Rodney. I could not have predicted that. So yeah, Sonic Dash is a free-to-play mobile runner game from Sega, and they've introduced several new characters since the launch in 2013. The main attraction is obviously those Sonic characters, including various forms of the Blue Blur himself, ranging from classic to modern to even the 2020 live-action movie version has been chucked in there. But beyond the scope of Sonic branding, they've had their fair share of brand collaborations and crossovers in the past. And the latest was announced very recently. And again, I just didn't see it coming, even in, like, a franchise that's been doing these crossovers. But the recent crossover is Bongo, who is the enthusiastic mascot of the children's yogurt brand Danimals. Will officially be a playable character on Sonic Dash. So you can unlock this character by buying specially marked Danimals pouches and smoothies and yogurts and all that jazz. You can unlock the monkey to play by scanning the QR code on the back of the specially marked packages. If you are unfamiliar with Bongo, he's described in the press release as, quote, Danimals kid's spirit animal, an imaginative adventurer enabler who lives in a magical treehouse where he and his friends play the day away, end quote. So yeah, scan that QR code on the back of Sonic Dash branded Danimals packs to download Sonic Dash to the mobile device, complete the tutorial level, and you have unlocked Bongo just like that. If you are not a fan of Bongo, you can also use these Sonic Dash branded Danimals packs to unlock new character customizations, including Pirate Sonic and Captain Shadow. So not just Bongo, there's some other exciting stuff in there. I like pirates. I'm still a little bit stuck on that, Sonic yogurt crossover. Like, I get that it's not crossing over with the yogurt itself, like, that's not the big deal about that, but my brain just has like, it's exciting for kids, though. I think it's really, it's cute, and it's a fun way to celebrate, and it really is kind of a celebration. It's for, you know, Sonic is celebrating 30 years, and this is just one of the many ways that they've decided to kind of run with that. Yeah, there we go. So these character variants can be earned in-game as well by collecting all 4 birthday-themed items on the track, so that also includes a Danimal smoothie pack. Chief Brand Officer for Sonic the Hedgehog and Senior Vice President at Sega of America, Ivo, said in a press release, Danimals is a household name in the food and beverage industry and a favorite among kids everywhere, so we are thrilled to partner up with them as part of Sonic's 30th anniversary celebration. By integrating the packaging with Sonic Dash, we're able to offer Sonic fans an exciting new way to collect new characters in the game and experience Danimals unlike they ever have before in the Sonic universe. So their past collaborations have included Angry Birds, Pac-Man, and others. Again, those kind of, like, feel a little almost less exciting after Danimals because they make sense. I mean, it's still, like, crossovers are fun, like I said. But I can't, it doesn't fit in my brain. Which, again, I'm not complaining. That's the best kind of crossover. It just, like, having fun with this. So yeah, in celebration of Sonic's 30th anniversary, we've heard lots of things. Lots of things are in the works. There's been merchandising deals. There's been brand collaborations, kind of like this one. There's been a new animated series on Netflix. We have not, however, yet heard about anything of substance on the gaming front, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Though the team of Sonic did tell us at E3 in 2019 that the next big year for Sonic would be 2021, so maybe we'll get to hear something soon. I don't know. I'm excited. But yeah, there we go. Crossovers I didn't see coming. As G-Man says, food mixed with a superhero hedgehog. Who'da thunk? Didn't word it that way, but that's fine. I'd have figured on the Wienermobile before Danimals. Right? Like, because I don't know. that wasn't words. It's fine. But yeah, that's just, it's like I said, I guess more of a collab with that mascot. The whole kids aspect of it certainly makes sense. I didn't see it coming. I also just, because this is the direction my brain goes, I want to know how that conversation went and who contacted whom. Did, like, Danimals kind of knock on their door and be like, hey, it's your birthday. You want to collab? Or did Sonic show up and go, guys, I know what we need to do for our 30th anniversary celebration. We need to team up with that yogurt mascot. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah. That's all I got. Next up to chat about is a new studio linked to EA that is focusing on open world games. So that's exciting. Wolf's in the chat. Hello. Good to see you here. That's exciting. You came just in time for a new topic. EA has formed a new studio to focus on open world games, which is pretty exciting. They've announced that they've hired ex-Monolith Vice President Kevin Stevens to head a new studio, which will be focused on an open-world action-adventure game. This was reported by GamesIndustry.biz. Steven worked as head of Monolith Productions for a little over 8 years, and that was after a 5-year stint as vice president of development at Warner Bros. Games, and a decade on the engineering team at Monolith before that. So lots of experience there. The Seattle-based studio is currently unnamed, and they're discussing potentially allowing remote workers to supplement in-house employees, which, again, that's something that just fascinates me, because I feel like the world is shifting after the past year or so, and I feel like it's gonna be really, really hard, as difficult as it was for some companies to transition to mostly remote work. I think it's gonna be very, very difficult for a new, especially technologically based company to not offer remote work after what we've realized can be done over the past year or so. That's just Ellie's thoughts, though. So they are discussing the possibility of remote work. The official quote from Samantha Ryan, who's EA Senior Vice President and Group General Manager, says, "We're still figuring out a lot of foundational questions." Ryan was also previously president at Monolith Productions, working with Stevens there, and at Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment in the late 90s. So her quote continues with, "How big, what games, how fast to grow. Kevin and I both know how important it is to get the foundations of any studio right, and he'll take his time to figure it all out. When you rush, you don't give yourself time to be thoughtful, so why rush?" End quote. So yeah, there's a solid team behind it, solid excitement, and they're taking their time with it, which respect to that, especially when you're talking about an open world action adventure. I think trying to rush into that just wouldn't really end well for anybody. But yeah, Ryan declined to say whether the new studio will be working on a previously established IP or a new one in that interview with Games Industry. It's just kind of one more move in EA's recent and growing list of acquisitions and new partnerships. So in the past few months, EA has purchased Super Mega Baseball developer Metalhead Software, Dirt and Project Cars developer Codemasters, and Glue Mobile. The latter of which cost around $2.1 billion. So they're definitely making moves. And EA reportedly plans to share more details about the new studio this fall. So we'll get more info soon. But they're just kind of like, yes, this exists. Think about it. The longer I've been doing this, the more I'm realizing, like, as much as this industry seems to just thrive on rumor mill, I feel like people within the entertainment industry definitely take advantage of that by dropping just, like, the barest of hints with the least amount of details possible, letting people run with it, because if you have two random outlets arguing over what this actually means, that's free press. It's brilliant. I love it. Wolf says, got you on my new 10-inch Lenovo Android 9 tablet / phone with Alexa. Nice. Hi, Alexa. I wonder if I can make your phone do something. That'd be kind of funny. This next topic kind of cracked me up because it just made me think of all the memes. But we have to officially begin our goodbye to Internet Explorer. You better begin it now because it'll take this long for it to boot back up. Microsoft will no longer be supporting the Internet Explorer web browser. This was announced officially in a blog post by the company on Wednesday. So their quote is, the future of Internet Explorer on Windows 10 is in Microsoft Edge. Not only is Microsoft Edge a faster, more secure, and more modern browsing experience than Internet Explorer, but it also is able to address a key concern: compatibility for older legacy websites and applications. So, Internet Explorer has been around 25 years, and it will be supported for just one more year and officially retired as of June 15th of 2022. So again, you've only got a year. Start saying your goodbyes now. The company goes on to say change was necessary, but we didn't want to leave reliable, still functioning websites and applications behind. So the newer Edge browser boasts better compatibility, higher speeds, better security, and then there's also that built-in IE mode for browsing legacy websites that still require those older programs. According to The Verge, Microsoft has spent the last 5 years trying to get people to stop using Internet Explorer, going so far to officially label the app a compatibility solution rather than a web browser. I feel like it was on its way to its own natural retirement, and then honestly, the Area 51 raid memes, I feel like it gave it a little bit of a resurgence, if you will. Not for long though. It's officially over in a year. Edge is also available for download from the browser's website. Users can import settings and passwords from Internet Explorer directly to Edge in a matter of clicks. Microsoft also noted that their clients tend to have a surprisingly large number of legacy apps and websites accumulated over the years that still need Internet Explorer, so that they therefore promise to support the IE mode of the Edge browser until at least 2029. So you've got time with those old apps and things, but not much longer with Internet Explorer itself. Wolf says, hot, nice try, only listen to me and help dev team move on to Edge Explorer. So the nice try only listens to me, I think, was in reference to the Alexa. Dang it. Also, I'm a little bit paranoid now because I feel like I think I turned the mic off on my Alexa, but we'll find out if my lights randomly turn off. And then, yeah, it's time to move on from Internet Explorer, officially, as per Microsoft. So there you go. You know, I think this is an excellent time for a water break. That's what I'm thinking. Let's do it. So, let's, regularly scheduled water break. Hydrate or dihydrate. That still cracks me up more than it should. Let me get the little... There we go. Nightbot in the chat. Drink water. I'm gonna drink water. Be good to your kidneys so your kidneys can be good to you. I'll be right back. I am back. I was waiting for Wolf's comment. Rum is good. I did see that pop up in the chat before I switched back over. So, it's been said. Rum is good. So is water. Water's better for your kidneys than rum. And also necessary for life. So if I had to pick one to drink for the rest of my life, I unfortunately would have to go with water. So that's my recommendation. Ellie officially endorses water. But also, no shade on other beverages. Drinks are good. Next up to chat about, let's run through a quick update on Epic. The Apple versus Epic debacle that is occurring in the courts currently. It didn't have quite too much excitement going on this week, but as it kind of comes to a close, there's at least two notable things that have occurred in the courts this week, in addition to debating the nakedity of a banana. One is Apple kind of stepped up their... I don't even know what to call this. Apple's been kind of like bringing things into this court case in a fun way, like Valve and Itch.io, and I know that's not how you say it, but that's how I say it, and all of these other things. And now they've kind of just dragged Microsoft into this, to actually to the point of questioning the validity of a key witness. This case is full of so much drama, guys. So yeah, Apple kind of injected a brand new level of intrigue into this court battle, by suggesting that the Fortnite maker was acting as a stalking horse for Microsoft and withholding evidence. So this accusation was made on Wednesday, in a formal filing asking the judge to make an adverse credibility finding against Lori Wright, who is an Xbox executive who testified on the trial on behalf of Epic. That fancy filing simply means that the judge would put in an order to essentially ignore her testimony. This is not the first time Apple's even asked for such a ruling. But they've since upped the accusations in the new filing. So the quote says, "A reasonable observer might wonder whether Epic is serving as a stalking horse for Microsoft. Microsoft shielded itself from meaningful discovery in this litigation by not appearing as a party or sending a corporate representative to testify." End quote. So, Epic sued Apple, contending its cut of revenue from businesses selling wares at its app store as too high, and that its rules are unfair, and that it's anti-competitive. That's kind of what started all of this. Apple asserts that Epic used as many witnesses associated with Microsoft at trial as it did its own, 5 each, including Susan from Stanford University. So, Apple is essentially questioning the number of witnesses being called into court from different locations. Okay, so Epic is accusing Apple of being a monopoly. That is the crux of the matter, essentially. They're all monopolies, but let's not go there. That's the official accusation. Apple is being anti-competitive, and therefore Epic has the right to subvert their fees. That's what launched this whole debacle. Microsoft has, over the past few weeks, also been kind of working with Epic and some of these other companies. They made the decision to lower their own take from the 30% that was equal to Apple to 12%. So shifts are being made, and in this, I feel like Apple and Microsoft kind of go head to head in a lot of ways. So it does make sense that if Epic is making a case against Apple to prove that Apple is this monopoly, bringing in that equal level, same playing field, similar company who did lower their prices is a smart move. Like, that backs up their claim. They're like, Microsoft worked with us. Apple did not. Therefore, Apple is a monopoly. Like, that's kind of the whole point here. But now Apple's like, well, this is sketchy. Guys, red herrings galore. Even if it is sketchy, like, even if they are working together or something, it just, the number of things that have been brought up in this case that appear from a layman's view to be outside of the scope of the case. It's just, it's crazy to me. Again, let me make it clear. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a law degree. I do have a criminology degree, but it's undergrad, so it doesn't count. I certainly didn't study anything in this realm at all. So this is somewhat over my head. I understand pieces. There's bits that I'm missing, but just, there's so much going on. But that would be huge, essentially, if the judge does receive Apple's motions to dismiss multiple witnesses that Epic has brought forward. That could very well change the outcome of the case. But yeah, and then of course Microsoft came back in and was like, it's clear that Apple doesn't like Ms. Wright's testimony. Apple has no basis to challenge the substance of her testimony, and that is equally clear. So, just so much drama. It's everybody against everybody right now. It's crazy. And then the second thing I wanted to mention is that Tim Cook himself is going to be facing the federal court for the first time. He's been kind of fielding and avoiding questions from Congress about Apple's market power for quite a while, but he's going to be under oath and in court. He will be making his first ever court appearance to testify in the Apple fight against Epic. This is set to take place on Friday, so very, very soon, as the court case, the 3 weeks of this court case are kind of starting to wrap up. It's notable. It's very, very notable. Just because, like I said, this is someone who's been fielding questions regarding the inner workings of Apple for a very, very long time and is actually willing to come to court. So this is going to be make or break for Apple in this particular court case. Several executives from both sides have already testified. Apple's senior vice president of software engineering, head of marketing, so many people, but we have not yet seen Tim Cook. We have seen Tim Sweeney, CEO of Epic Games. He was actually the first witness in the trial. But it's like, I feel like we've been going at it, Epic versus Apple, and we finally narrowed it down to Tim versus Tim. But yeah, despite all the recent interviews and everything else, Cook appears to be preparing extensively for his day in court. He's been undergoing several hours of mock questioning from former prosecutors in order to mimic what he might face on the stand. He's most definitely prepping for this. That's not that abnormal, especially if you can afford mock trials. But hey-oh. Yeah, it's very, very interesting thing. It's expected that Cook will kind of maintain the arguments that have been already in place, not necessarily bring in new information, but we'll just have to see. This is where it gets interesting, right? This is where the lawyers get to play, if I'm being honest, because obviously the CEO of Apple is going to be extensively prepared for anything that is thrown at him. And the defense's entire job is making him look good, right? And honestly, that's probably the reason that he's taking the stand, because putting Cook on the stand is the best way for Apple to really, really indicate to the judge that they're taking this seriously and that they believe what they're saying. If the CEO himself is standing behind it. Epic, again, got out a little ahead of the game on that one by bringing their CEO in first. But it'll be interesting to see because, like I said, the whole 3 weeks of court proceedings have been bringing things to light and a lot of red herrings, a lot of back and forth, a lot of documents submitted and then retracted and then sealed, and it's been fascinating drama fest. But this is like that moment where Apple's like, yes, we're taking this seriously. This is our CEO. And Epic's lawyers have an opportunity to do everything they can to make him deviate. Which will be fascinating. Hasn't happened yet, though, so we'll have to see. Obviously, if anything exciting happens with Cook on the stand, we will be updating you on eSpot Live, because everything about this topic fascinates me. But that's it on the updates. No more talk of naked bananas, at least not this week, or this last couple of days. I don't know. But yeah, it's coming to close. Wow, that was not a fully formed sentence. I skipped a few words there. It's coming to a close. And we'll see. This is like, I don't know if I can really emphasize how important this court case is, because it goes so much further than these two companies, and it goes so much further even than the video game realm. Like, this is a big precedent-setting court case. I'm fascinated, so we'll see. Next up, let's talk about GameStonk, aka GameStop stocks, and the whole wave that's been going on with that. But now specifically in reference to the Mormon Church, again in crossovers I did not see coming. Yeah, I don't know what else to do other than jump into this. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I butchered that, sorry, also known as the Church of Mormons, apparently made bank off of the boom in GameStop earlier this year. And this is according to a new SEC filing reveal. The particular church saw a gain of over 900% on stock owned through its secretive investment arm, Ensign Peak Advisors. So this was reported by Business Insider. Ensign Peak Advisors bought 46,000 shares of GameStop stock at the end of 2020. In January 2021, the floundering game retailer stock price rose and fell wildly. If you remember, we covered that thanks to the internet. Because of that, Ensign's total investment jumped in value from $867,000 to $8,732,000 through just that small period. Ensign also invests in tech stocks such as Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon. So that's not their only investment, but they did well there. It's also got some stock in entertainment ventures like Dave & Buster's, Six Flags, WWE. They're pretty decently spread out there. Again, didn't see that coming. Yeah, so Ensign Peak Advisors, this investment manager for the Mormon Church, according to Wall Street Journal, reported by Wall Street Journal, amassed $100 billion in early 2020 while keeping its dealings private from business partners and church members. So according to the Wall Street Journal, the fund gets its money in part through surplus tithes or donations to the church. And that fact in and of itself is currently part of a lawsuit following a former portfolio manager blowing the whistle on the operation in 2019. So this is also currently under legal investigation. Fun there. Officials told the Wall Street Journal the fund is for the church to maintain its work in the case of another 2008-style financial crisis. Obviously makes sense to invest in Wall Street because you're afraid of Wall Street failing. But this news has actually caused concern amongst Mormons who see the institution's secretive wealth holdings as counter to the message of the Book of Mormon. So yeah, GameStop has brought us some absolutely delightful memes. We got to see the absurd names of Redditors being explained in Congress. Just beautiful. We got to see a pet food tycoon taking the reins of the store to try to revive the Funko Pop retailer. And now, we get to see the Mormons in on the action. Who knew? So yeah, that's more just kind of information that is fascinating and unexpected. Like I said, crossovers I did not see coming. Mormons investing in GameStop. But good on them, I suppose. Kind of, sort of. Unless it's illegal, in which case not good on them. But I'll wait for court to decide whether or not it's legal. Yeah, let's go on. Let's chat Poison Ivy. Not the itchy plant, but the DC character. And the fact that she's maybe a hero now? Yeah, so Poison Ivy's got an extensive criminal record, as you do. But her actions in recent years in multiple arcs have been kind of increasingly less evil, and I feel like we've seen that across multiple characters. But now there's been a subtle name change in Catman 31, which seems to be implying that DC itself might be finally admitting Poison Ivy is a hero. So recent issues of DC's ongoing Catwoman series by Ram V and Fernando Blanco showed that Poison Ivy was being kept as a kind of, like, art piece by a very creepy Mr. Roy. When Selena, who, by the way, has also been on a bit of a hero streak lately, when she hears about the predicament, she formulates her own rescue mission to save her friend. Catwoman's got some unique skill sets, and the heist goes off without a hitch. But apparently being kept in the containment vat for so long did something to Poison Ivy's mind. It seemed to affect her speech and thought process. The changes were kind of very initially startling, but kind of took an interesting bent. After rescuing Poison Ivy, Selena brings her to a safe house to recover. Before long, her strength returns, but her personality kind of stays a bit bubbly. So this new, friendlier Poison Ivy actually rejects her old name when Selena uses it and says no poison, just Ivy. Ivy can also seemingly now sense and emulate the emotions of those around her, kind of similar to Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. These empathic abilities go nicely with the new persona of Ivy, but it's very unclear as of now if they're going to be permanent. So far, I mean, dropping poison from Ivy's name really kind of does track well, not just with this issue, but with how her character has behaved in recent years. She was once one of Batman's deadliest enemies, but she's kind of been inching her way into anti-hero territory, and maybe with this new name change, personality shift, Ivy might become a full-blown hero. It remains to be seen. She was, after all, the one responsible for creating the Gotham City Sanctuary in the post-apocalyptic Deceased series, which saved countless of lives. In fact, her motivation has always been protecting the environment, but very much so at the expense of humans, which doesn't really end well for anybody. But, you know, the cause itself is a good one. You know, I can get that. Most people can get behind that. Just, again, not at the expense of people, necessarily. But she seems to have toned down her murdering people on behalf of the plants, and so, you know, she kind of makes for a natural hero with her protective instincts. In more ways than one. So, again, very much unclear whether or not these are going to be permanent changes or just kind of a little temporarily bump in the road to her villainous ways. We'll have to see. But we'll see. Perhaps the poison part of her was permanently destroyed and just left Ivy. Or maybe both personas will persist, but kind of like be a little bit split. So Poison Ivy and Ivy could be two different characters in one. We've seen that happen before. That's always fun. I'm cool for it. But yeah, time will tell. We'll see. Wolf says, no, you're bubbly. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's actually how I learned the word effervescent. Somebody called me effervescent. I'm like, huh. Bubbly. I'll take it. As Wolf also mentions, Harley Quinn was partner of the Bat a time or two. It's true. Like I said, we've seen a lot of these characters kind of play that kind of anti-hero, like, borderline, doing good-ish things, partnering with the right people, but still kind of being baddies. But there seems to be kind of, like, more and more of a shift, so we'll just have to see what direction it goes for both of them. Anyways, that's all I got on that particular topic. One more for the day. Summer Game Fest is back, coming June 10th. Also returning is host Jeff Keighley. This is happening right before E3. The show is going to host big publishers and studios like PlayStation, Capcom, Sega, Square Enix, MiHoYo, Ubisoft, more. Last year, Keighley hosted the festival of reveals, updates, and celebrations from May to August. The ongoing event stood to replace E3 in the absence during the COVID-19 lockdown and included a lot of the same big names you see on the schedule for E3 for this year. Companies hosted their own digital events. They united under that same Summer Game Fest branding. And it sounds like this year you can look forward to much of the same. The official website indicates another series of events from game publishers and platform holders that will kick off following its opening show. In comments to Deadline, Keighley noted that this year he'll be able to run things from a live show on a soundstage, maybe with even some guests. So things are going to be a little bit less restrictive as lockdown measures are kind of starting to ease up. The full list of companies is extensive. It includes some very big names. It will begin, the kickoff will officially begin at 11 a.m. Pacific time on June 10th with a world premiere showcase that will feature performances from Weezer, One of which includes a brand new video game soundtrack, which is exciting. Video game collectible company I Am 8-Bit will also be hosting another Day of the Devs, which was a showcase that took place over 2 days back in 2020 and featured guided playthroughs of games by developers. So Day of the Devs is coming back as well. Super, super exciting stuff. And you know what's just a couple days after Summer Game Fest kicks off? E3! E3 taking place June 12th to 15th, and Devious Eye Entertainment is part of the show. I don't want to like burst your eardrums by yelling into my microphone, but guys, I am so excited. We're going to E3. June 12th. Tune in. Keep an eye out. I mean, obviously E3 in general is just exciting. There's a lot going on there, but we are gonna be giving you a little bit more about games that are already in the works that you're already familiar with. You'll see Awoken, you'll see Last Shot, things like that, and there's more. There's more that I can't talk about yet because E3 has not happened yet, so tune into E3, check us out. There's no words to describe the excitement for this partnership, and it's coming up very, very soon. So, E3, June 12th, DVC Entertainment, Before the Storm. That's our company that makes video games. We're one. Anyways, yeah, Wolf says that's what you've said, so Jelly. I'm beyond excited, guys. Oh my gosh. So excited. Yeah. There's so much that I wish that I could say, but I can't. And there's also so much that I don't even know yet. I'm so frelling excited for E3. I really, really hope you guys are as well. It's gonna be awesome. For many reasons. But also because Devious Eye Entertainment's gonna be there. Okay, that's all I got for today. So, I will be back on Monday, 9 p.m. That's Eastern time, so if you live on the other coast, it's 6 p.m. Math works some way like that. Yeah. Happy Friday Eve. Have a marvelous weekend. Stay happy and healthy and hydrated and safe. And, as always, stay devious.